Across the years, we've seen many of you use Figma in unexpected ways. In fact, last year alone, we saw over 3.5 million presentations created inside of Figma. Show of hands, how many of you are using Figma for your slide decks today? Kudos to all of you for presenting without speaker notes all these years. Now, all too often, your slides inside of Figma look a little something like this. You have prototyping noodles that you have painstakingly wired up across the entire file, only to realize that they no longer make sense the second you reorder 2 of your slides. You have speaker notes littered across the entire canvas, and perhaps most painful of all, the second you need to collaborate with the rest of your team, you're going to export your mocks and slides one by one into another tool. And yet, you still build in Figma. Figma Slides channels the power of Figma in a form purpose-built for telling your story. After all, visual communication is the most powerful form of storytelling. Now we're going to slide into our demo. OK, now before people start requesting edit access to this file, if no one requests edit access, I promise to make the file public right after this keynote. OK? OK, so here we have a pre-launch review for a new product, Earthling. In Figma Slides, we sweat the details so that you wouldn't have to. So for example, if I wanted to go ahead and change this slide from white to black, you'll notice that the text color updates automatically as well. Not only does this work with black and white, but with any color in our color wheel. This way, you can focus on the big picture. Speaking of big picture, over here, we have grid mode. We've seen all of you leverage the power of the infinite canvas inside of Figma, and we wanted to give you a bird's-eye view into your entire presentation. So you can go ahead and better structure and massage your narrative. So if I want to go ahead and move this research section up, I can do so easily. And if I want to go ahead and reorder my slides, you'll see that everything reflows. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm pulling together a presentation, I'm often going to cobble together slides from various sources and pull them into my file. See here, I pulled together slides from 3 different templates and have myself a little Franken deck. But we also give you the ability to ensure that your entire deck has a consistent look and feel by giving you a template picker where you have the ability to use different styles in order to ensure your fonts and colors are all in order. So let me flip this into the same style as the rest of my presentation and go ahead and shuffle the colors as well. I can also use this view to animate my slides. And we've brought in the best of prototyping into Figma Slides as well. So I can go over into my Animate tab and change the transition from none to my favorite, Smart Animate. Now, if I go into my presenter view, which has my speaker notes right here, I'll be able to test out my transitions. All right, now let's zoom into slide 16 for some focused editing. I see here that this slide needs a little bit of tweaking. First of all, the text, there's just way too much of it. So when it comes to AI inside of Figma Slides, not only do we have the actions panel that Dylan just walked you through, but we also have this custom text tone dial. If I want to go more concise and a little more professional, I can just drag the dial and see my text automatically update. You can use this exact same tone dial to take an outline and flesh out your entire presentation. Now, over here on the left, I have an image. And oh my God, I have a typo in my image. Now, most of the time, anytime you spot something wrong with your designs, you need to go back into Figma, edit the designs there, re-export it, and come back into your slides tool. Well, we support seamless copy-paste throughout all of our products. And if I want to drill down and edit my text directly in here, I can do so as well. Not only that, but I can take advantage of the responsive design from earlier in order to better have this mock fill the space. All right. Now, just as dev mode gave the ability to two totally different audiences, designers and developers, to operate in the same file with their own distinct toolkit, so too does Figma Slides. Introducing design mode. Now, I see all of my Figma design favorites are right here. Auto layout, just one click away. Vector editing, bam. And if I see that this text here needs a little bit of hanging punctuation, I can go ahead into my detailed editing and toggle that on. What's really nice is that when I go back into slides mode, all of this stays editable as well, so that my collaborators can take advantage of the edits that I'm making. All right. Now, while I'm so stoked for all of the creation features inside of Figma Slides, I am equally excited to debut a lot of the way that we have rethought the presentation. In particular, whenever I'm giving a presentation, I pretty much feel like I'm talking to a wall. Not all audiences are as phenomenal as you guys. So, inside of Figma Slides, we tried our best to turn one-way presentations into two-way conversations. Let's say I wanted to bring in an interactive design into my deck. A lot of the time, the way that you're going to do this is via a screen recording. But anytime you edit your designs, you waste time recording and re-recording, and most designers give up and just use static mocks. Well, with Figma Slides, we give you the ability to copy a prototyping link, paste it into your deck, and have it load automatically. This way, when I hit present, I have the ability to engage directly with the presentation. So I can go ahead, hit the search bar, scroll over to the map, and move around. And even cooler, if I go ahead and spotlight Raji, I can see him interact with the prototype. Look, ma, no hands. All right. Now, whenever I'm giving a presentation, I'll often stop for some questions, see how the audience is feeling, and most of the time, crickets. Well, inside of Figma Slides, we've brought in polls, face files, and more in order to keep your audience engaged. So what Config 2024 launch are you most excited for? We have our Figma Slides team voting on this file live. On top of this, as a PM, one of the biggest struggles I have is constantly chasing down my stakeholders for alignment. And so we've brought alignment scales to Figma Slides. I snuck this one in before the demo this morning, and we're going to vote on whether we strongly agree or strongly disagree whether Slides is the superior name for this product.